Hey guys, it's Bianca and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be explaining and showing you guys the products that I absolutely loved and the products that I actually hated from 2018. So because it's a new year, let's start off with the stuff that I absolutely loved. So probably one of my most favorite things that I had gotten in 2018 was my Urban Decay Born to Run. Every single time I use it on myself or other people, I'm fallen so in love. I just love the way that they blend. The colors are beautiful. It's literally a Born to Run. It has every color scheme that you could possibly imagine. I absolutely love that formula so much. Okay, then the next thing I want to talk about is brushes. So every single one of the Real Techniques brushes that I've bought this year or in 2018, best decision of my life. If you guys are wanting incredibly good quality brushes, definitely head to Real Techniques. Real Techniques is sold at Clicks. It is sold at Discount, I believe. And also they're on Takealot as well, and there's also a website. I will link all of those websites down below that you can see them. I love all of their brushes. There is not one brush that I hate. So soon I'll be doing a full face using Real Techniques brushes, so you guys can see all of the brushes that I own from Real Techniques and how they perform on the face. So that is also very good foundation brush as well, just while I'm showing you. The next thing that I want to talk about is bronzer and blush and all that. So probably one of my favorite bronzers that I've ever used in my life was the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. You guys have probably heard this on probably every single person's channel before. That's just because it's that good. Even their blushes are beautiful, and I'm not really a blush person, but the color in here is super pretty. I have it on today. I have the bronzer on today. The highlight is nice. It's very subtle, but it's also when it hits like a certain light, it just beams. So I really enjoy the Hoola bronzer so much. If you guys are umming and ahhing on a bronzer to use, I highly recommend the powder bronzer from Benefit. Then while we're on like contouring and stuff like that, I want to mention a cream contour that I've abused this past year. I also have it on today. It is from Essence. It is the 2-in-1 highlighting and contouring stick. Now unfortunately they don't stock this anymore because it's in one of those like collection thingies, but the cream bronzer on here is so creamy. It is so beautiful. It is so pigmented, and it blends like an absolute dream. Every time I use it, it reminds myself of why I love it so much, just because it's so beautiful. I wish that they didn't have limited edition products like that, because it is that good. Then while we're on powder and stuff like that, I want to mention the Brighten Up by Essence banana powder. I absolutely love this stuff so much. It is so good for underneath the eyes and brightening as well. It also to a certain extent fills in pores, so I really like that about this powder. It's also goes a long way, so you don't need to put like so much on your brush in order for it to like do its job, if that makes sense. Then let's move on to brows. I want to mention a few brow products that I've been absolutely loving as well. One of them being the Eyelure Brow Gel. It is a bit dry at the moment considering I nearly had it for a year, but I'm going to stop by my my local ink lot and get a jewelry line, and I'm going to put this in here because it actually, I have it on my brows now. It's the perfect cool tone brow that doesn't make it look like your brows have been filled in. Like it's just like that color that makes it look natural, if that makes sense. This is in the shade dark brown, I think. So if you guys are looking for an awesome brow pomade that isn't expensive, this is only 100 rand, I think 105 or something like that, and it is sold at Discount. So while we're on brow products as well, I want to mention an awesome brow gel that I absolutely love. I got this from Everlasting. This is my absolute favorite brow gel to use. It's just it's very nice to get the individual hairs to go a bit darker and also holds them in place. I really enjoy this. I've had this for a year now and I'm still going strong. So I think this was like literally 12 rand, so this was amazing. The next thing I want to talk about is the Revolution brow pencil. I've bought this in September of 2018 and I still have it, and I have this much left, so I've had it for a little over 5 months. and I'm going to go and repurchase it. I really love it for just a quick, fluffy, defined, not defined, but like giving your brow enough definition to look like you have brows. I would not recommend doing a harsh brow like this because it's very, very waxy and it's very dark, so it looks very unnatural. So I wouldn't recommend doing the reason why I don't do a full defined brow is because it looks makeup-y. So I prefer using brow pomades for a defined brow. I don't like using this pencil, but I've used this every day since September and it gets my everyday brow so nice. And it comes with a spoolie on the end, which is awesome. I love that. I think I paid like 80 rand for this. Okay, then moving on to mascara. By default, I actually didn't buy this, but my mom did, and she never used it. This is the Catrice Glam and Doll Mascara. I have it on my bottom lashes today. If you're looking for a legit waterproof mascara, this is your go-to guy. This is the most blackest, volumizing, lengthening waterproof mascara I've ever tried in my whole existence. I've tried a lot of mascaras. I've tried Benefits, I've tried Maybelline, I've tried L'Oreal, I've tried Essence, and I was like, this is nice. And then I tried this and I was like, wow, it's really insane. I freaking love this stuff. I use it daily. The only thing which I don't even think is a negative is that it's a bit difficult to take off. It does not come off with water, obviously, because it's waterproof, so you definitely need to take a cotton pad and some makeup remover and it will take it off for you. Then while we're on mascaras, I'm just going to jump to the stuff that I really wasn't sure about. And it was the Benefit Bad Girl Bang. For me, the brush was too flimsy, so I couldn't really get in there without the brush bending, and then it didn't really make my life easier. This one is very stiff and the bristles are quite small, so it kind of gets in there. So this is the Catrice one and this is the Benefit one. I really do prefer this. It's also curved as well. And that means not a lot of product goes on it because there's the bristles are a bit short. This one, the product is like product overload on this brush, and then it's just a hot clumpy mess before you've even tried to even put it on your lashes. And this is supposed to be like 24-hour long wear, and it went black underneath my eyes within a couple of hours. It wasn't waterproof, it didn't very last long, and that mascara is nearly 400 rand for a big tube, 175 rand for a small one. Don't recommend. I just personally feel like you'll get way more bang for your buck from Catrice, even Essence. Definitely recommend the Catrice mascara, like 110%. If I could use one product for the rest of my life, it would be Catrice Glam and Doll, like 100%. Okay, then let's move on to concealer. One of my favorite concealers that I had bought this year was from Catrice. I've been using this for a whole year now, and I've used it in every single video, well, most of the time. Just to change it up, I might use it at the products, but I always go back for this. I use it every day. It covers my scarring, it covers my under eye darkness. It's great for an eye primer. I absolutely love this stuff. It also is very long wearing as long as you set it correctly. Absolutely love this stuff. It's like 70 rand. I highly recommend this to anyone who's looking for an amazing concealer. And also this, even though it's the shade Porcelain, it's a very nice neutral undertone, so you're not having a pink or super yellow under eye look. Highly recommend Catrice for their concealer. Then let's move on to another highlighter. One of my favorite highlighters that I've ever bought this past year is from Ofra. I had never used Ofra highlighters before until I got one on Black Friday, and that is just one finger swatch. I'm so blown away by this incredible formula. I have it on now and I absolutely love this. I'm going to definitely invest in way more of these highlighters. I may even get the big palette one day. An absolute dream of mine is to get that. I'm absolutely obsessed with Ofra highlighters. Little goes a long way. Some highlighters you really have to like dig to get that kind of intensity that I can get with just one swipe. So I applied this highlighter with a fan brush. Usually fan brushes don't really get that intensity, but with a fan brush I can get this intensity instantly. Like, that is how amazing Ofra highlighters are. And I'm not just saying this because I have a discount code. I bought the highlighter before I even had a discount code and I was obsessed. So if you want I think it's 20% off your order, you can use my code here, Bianca MUA20, and you can get 20% off your order. Highly recommend you guys get yourselves highlighters from FRAAANDS. Just because it's amazing. Okay, then let's go on to lipstick. One of my favorite lipsticks I got in this year was the Essence Color Boost. This stuff does not budge at all. It is probably one of the nicest non-drying formulas I've ever tried. And it smells like cake. It's just amazing. This is what the wand looks like. I absolutely love this color. Essence has really come a long way from their lipsticks. I mentioned in another few videos that this was the matte long lasting lip gloss, and this is not matte at all in comparison to this. So I think they somehow listened to my prayers and they made an extremely matte liquid lipstick that doesn't budge. Definitely recommend this if you're looking for a long lasting lipstick. Okay, and then what else did I absolutely love? One of my favorite foundations is the MAC Studio Fix. This was my first ever MAC purchase, and I got it in the shade NC10, which is like literally their lightest. I really did enjoy this because while I had acne, it covered really well. I didn't have to put that many layers to cover my skin. So I really enjoyed the MAC Studio Fix. I'm going to one day invest in a lot more of these for my kids, just because it looks so beautiful and natural on the skin. Even though I packed on quite a bit when I still had my acne, it still looked remotely natural. And it didn't like break me out, it didn't make my acne worse. Like, this was honestly one of the nicest natural looking foundations while still being semi-matte. I wouldn't say it's matte per se, but it's definitely matte enough. If you're oily, it's going to last you a couple hours throughout the day. So I highly recommend my MAC Fix Plus, Studio Fix. But while we're on MAC Fix Plus, I also bought a MAC Fix Plus Matte. This is also really nice for oily skin. It's also nice to use to enhance the pigment on your eyeshadow. Another one of my favorite eyeshadows is the Soft Glam by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The first couple of times that I used it, I was a bit unsure on how to work it because it's a formula that I've never experienced before. I have it on my eyes today. It's very beautiful. You just have to blend it quite a bit. It's not as easy to blend as say my Urban Decay, because obviously there are two different brands, two different formulas, but I still enjoy the color combination. I still enjoy the colors so much. Highly recommend Anastasia Beverly Hills colors. Just the color schemes that they go for are so incredibly beautiful. Okay, now let's move on to the products that I'm not quite 100% sure about. Not necessarily that I hate them, but I don't know. So one of them I used to absolutely love is the Makeup Revolution Stick Foundation. I was obsessed with this stuff purely because of the coverage, but it doesn't really last very long on my skin specifically. So because I have oily skin, this is a very dewy foundation. In winter it was okay. I still produced oil in winter, but I cannot wear that foundation in hot blistering heat. I'm wearing it on my face today because I usually wear it on videos because it looks beautiful on camera, and it's a cheap foundation that I can keep replenishing without like using my MAC every day and stuff like that for videos. So that was one of the things that I wasn't really sure about. In a sense where like you can only use it on a certain part of the year in order for it to look nice. That's the only shit thing. Then while we're on foundation, I want to mention one of my favorite foundations ever as well is the Essence Fresh and Fit. I had bought that, I think, was it this year or last year? No, as in like maybe 2017, I'm not sure. Either in the end of 2017 or literally the beginning of 2018, I finished that foundation. Finished it. I threw it away. That's how finished it was. Like, I had salvaged it. I was taking spatulas to try and get the last remaining bit of it. I just loved it so much as an everyday foundation, purely because it was just easy to use. Like, the coverage wasn't amazing, but building up didn't make it look cakey. The only thing is that it's obviously dewy, so it's not like amazing for long wearing on me, but if I just want to go for like drinks or if I just want to go for dinner, I usually just pop that on, and I'm not like out for hours on end in the sun or in the heat. So really enjoy that foundation, just like look wise and how beautiful it looks on my skin. Really enjoy that. It's literally only 100 rand, probably one of the best buys I've ever gotten, like ever. Then the next thing I want to talk about that I wasn't really sure with is the EcoTools sponge. So at first I was like, I don't understand how to use this, but then the more I used it, I was like, oh okay. So I usually used to blend my foundation on the side like this, but now I actually blend it with the bum. So then I use this for like underneath the eyes, and then I use this to powder underneath the eyes. So I kind of realized that I can use this like 3 different ways, and this is really nice for the edge to clean up that eye makeup area without ruining it. So I really wasn't sure about this in the beginning, but the more I use it, I'm like, this is like my everyday like blender. And then when you wet it, it kind of goes about that much bigger. Right now it's small, but I can still use it small because it's still like a nice size. And also I do like that it has different ridges that I can get underneath that eye area, because most beauty blenders are like so big and bulky. Even though there's a tip, it's still too fat to go like underneath your eye area. So I'm really starting to like this more. Not my favorite, but it's definitely like a good-ish. Then one thing that I will say that I wasn't really sure about was the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Dusty Rose. I have it on now. I only wear it because it's beautiful. Like the color's stunning, and it goes with all the soft glam looks that I've done, including this one. The only thing that I will say is that it kind of oxidizes. I don't know, like you put it on and then it's like a completely different color a couple of like hours later. I don't know, and then it doesn't really last long. Like I wore this to the movies. I was literally sipping cool drink and having popcorn, and then all my lipstick was gone. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But that being said, it is comfortable on the lips and it is very pigmented, so that's the only reason why I still use it. Other than that, it's definitely not one of my favorite ever lipsticks. A foundation that I absolutely hate, which I don't have here at the moment, I'll attach a picture of it though, is the Essence Matte, Super Matte or whatever matte foundation. That is probably the most non-matte foundation I've ever come across in my life. I had bought that just before summer got really hectic, and it did not last not even 2 hours on my skin. I had to blot like 3 times in a day. It was terrible. The coverage was absolute garbage, and it said it was super full coverage. It was very runny. It kind of separates it if you don't shake it. It's a very let down foundation from the Fresh and Fit. Like I just feel like they started off great and then they just declined. That it didn't last on me. There was so much transfer on my face and on my fingers. I couldn't even deal. It did not last. I hated it. I absolutely hated it, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And also the shade range isn't very consistent. The shade range is trash. Their shade range is probably one of the worst drugstore shades I've ever seen in my life. Like Essence has everything else pretty much nice except their foundation shades. So I don't understand how brands can supply in Africa, an African continent with majority African people, and they don't even market to that or sell to that specific race. Like that makes no sense to me. Even Catrice as well. Catrice, they've tried, but not good enough. Catrice is a sister company with Essence, so they both were supplying to the same country and still not supplying what the country actually needs, which is a lot more shade range than 7. So they really did try with their lightening and darkening drops, but a lot of people said it made you look like ash, so not even going to try that. But yeah, don't recommend buying that if you have oily skin. Maybe if you have dry skin, maybe it'll work for you. It didn't work for me. Let me know if you guys have tried it, because I need every kind of possible I don't even know. Okay. The next eyeshadow palettes, or the next eyeshadow trio that I've tried that I really liked was the Inglot. I've only tried 3 of their eyeshadows and I really did enjoy these. Love these colors. They blend beautifully. I love the amount of product you get in a pan. It will probably last me forever. Love these eyeshadows. I'm going to go and stock up on a lot more when I have more money. I know I said in the beginning I was going to start with everything positive, but now it's all mumbo jumbo, so we're going to go on with it. Another product that I absolutely hate is the Essence eyeliners and lip liners. Now these are 2 eyeliners and I hate them all. I hate them all. They are not very pigmented at all. They don't apply well on the eye area. Like, you're supposed to have a creamy formula when you're dealing with eyes, because you don't want to like rip the person's eyes off just trying to get some pigments on them. Absolutely hate these. Wouldn't repurchase. I just got them because I thought the colors were pretty. They are pretty, but they just do not work for me at all. The next eyeshadow palettes that I want to mention that I absolutely loved is my Huda, which is very messy. I love these colors so much. One of my favorite eye makeup looks that I ever created was with this palette. The only thing is that the only thing that I don't really like is that the shimmer shades are very wishy-washy. So some are so beautiful and some, like this pink shade, crumble a lot. So it's hard to apply. It's hard to apply on the lid because it just like crumbles and then it clumps all together. That's the only thing I didn't like from that specific shade. And even using it on other people, I found it very difficult. Usually with eyeshadows, I put enough setting spray on them so that I can actually like make the eyeshadow very defined. Like here, I've used a bit of setting spray to make the eyeshadow like sharp instead of using concealer. But even then, using concealer and then putting a like wetting the brush, it just doesn't work. So the cut creases that I tried and didn't really work well for me, so I need to find a pink like that I can use instead of this one, because I don't really like that one on people, which was my mistake. So if I do it on people again, I'm definitely going to swap that shade with something else. But other than that, the mattes are beautiful. Like the rest of the shimmers are stunning. Another palette I want to talk about that I learned to work with and love so much is my Colourpop Dream Street. All these shades are so powdery, but they blend like butter. Like, I'll show you. I'm going to swatch this. This feels like velvet. It literally feels like velvet on the lid. Like, what? Where? Like, what? Where would you get that pigment from? Colourpop? Like, And then I did a look at, oh, it feels so soft. Like, honestly, this is one of my favorite Colourpop palettes I've ever used in my life, and I will never ever throw that away. Even if it's 500 years old, I will use it until my last breath. Absolutely love the palette and the colors. I think the colors go so well all together. And then lastly, the one thing that I absolutely loved buying last year was my Eyelash Boutique eyelashes. I absolutely love all their ranges. They are super affordable. I think a big box like this is like 180, 240, and if you think about it, you get 5 pairs, so it's like you're literally paying under 60 rand per eyelash, which is amazing. And I have them on. I have this exact kind on today. I live for the eyelashes. They just the way that they sit on the eye is beautiful. The eyelash band isn't too thick. These are multi-layered, so when you look from the side, it has that like curve that you want in an eyelash. I absolutely am obsessed with Eyelash Boutique lashes. I don't think I'll buy from anywhere just because I trust them as a brand as well. Every single eyelash look that I've ever done in my whole life with eyelashes, I've used Eyelash Boutique since they launched. I've been loving their stuff so much. So I think I'm going to end that video there. I'm very happy that I didn't have too many products that I hated. So I'm very happy with all the stuff that I bought from 2018 and received in 2018. I think 2018 for me was an extremely good year. So I'm very happy with everything. Let me know if you guys love the same products, and also please note, if I don't like a product, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't like a product. Everybody's different. It's just like skincare, it's just like hair care. Everybody has their own preferences and opinions on products, so please don't come for me if I hate your favorite foundation, because obviously we're two different people. We expect two different things from products. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.